Oh, yes. I was looking at this RCW 9A.76.080, rendering criminal assistance in the second degree. Oh, a person is guilty of rendering criminal assistance in the second degree if he or she renders criminal assistance to a person who has committed or is being sought for a Class B or C felony. Oh, or an equivalent juvenile offense, or to someone being sought for violation of parole, probation, or community supervision. Oh, except as provided in B of this subsection. Yes. Rendering criminal assistance in the second degree is a gross misdemeanor. Rendering criminal assistance in the second degree is a misdemeanor if it is established by preponderance of the evidence that the actor is a relative. As defined in RCW 9A.76.060. Now let's see, all those Class B and Class C felonies that I had informed you of yesterday. Yes. The whole thought of you holding my sons without any actual right to the custody of them, and then you deciding, well, we're going to render criminal assistance because we're going to fail. Ooch, we're unable. We refuse to enforce the actual laws, and it could be that Sheriff Bill Benedict realizes that he could be arrested for a gross misdemeanor. Ooch. See, it's guilty of rendering criminal assistance if he or she renders to a person who has committed or is being sought for a Class B or Class C felony. Now, forgeries? Yes. Class B felony if it's an elected oath of office. Pow, pow, pow. Class C felony if it's not an elected oath of office, but it is an actual party to a court case. Now, I know you're sitting there in the sheriff's office and you're like, well, we're going to refuse to enforce the laws today. Paul, have to wait till Monday. But I wanted you to know that when I go to suing you, I will look at the preponderance of the evidence of the 1,900,000 emails. You know, a jury is going to convict you of the crime. You realize that. The 10,000 videos. Pooch. Now, there's this question of the Class B or the Class C felony. Class A felonies are only for murder. Yes. Kidnapping. The intent of issuing a dissolution of marriage where I did not receive actual notice of court hearings. Yes. It was sent to an address where the mail was returned unclaimed, and for the last 5 years you didn't change the address because Pastor Mike Van Poyen paid you to make sure that I didn't get notice of court hearings. The fraudulent use of an image of my sister Susan Bowers holding Legina, and you wouldn't prosecute for the Class C felony of fraud? Yes. Says that Pastor Mike's wife Marilyn holding their adopted daughter from Haiti. Rendering criminal assistance to any citizen that you do know that they have actually committed a crime, regardless of state of jurisdiction. County jurisdiction. Ow. Now, today, okay, it's the fraud of rendering criminal assistance. It's kind of like the state law's form of giving aid and abetting those that commit insurrection. Sedition. Wait. Insurrection? Yeah. Rebellion. Treason. Misprision of treason. Good for you. Now, I'm going to want my sons today. Did you need my phone number? Did you get the email? Do you know who I am? I'll put it on the YouTube. The rest of the world can watch that. In the United States of America, we would rather, yes, render criminal assistance to those that we know have committed a crime. Instead of actually enforcing the laws of the United States. Now that U.S. Code 10, pooch, 333. Exactly when's the military going to stop rendering criminal assistance? Because I would think that any individual that has sworn, generals and admirals, yes, in the United States Pentagon, Secretary of Defense, were you appointed to office? Did you swear that you would support and defend the Constitution of the United States? You would not give allegiance to any individual that renders criminal assistance to any person that they do know did commit a crime because of all the fraud, perjury, and forgeries. Now, let's say you're there. You're on base. You're the commander, are you? Pooch! You are the commandant. No, the commander of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Joseph Dunford. Do you have any knowledge of rendering criminal assistance to those that use forgeries of those elected to office? issuing court orders where the RCWs make it a crime to not appear in court or to enforce a court order where it requires an appearance of the actual petitioner, where the civil rights. You cannot deprive an American of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Now, it could be that General Joseph Dunford of the United States Joint Chiefs of Staff would realize that I'm going to ask you, and if you lie to me, that would be perjury under oath. Your sworn oath. Your sworn oath. So help me God. It could be, okay, that today somebody's going to enforce the laws because I will put in prison, no, jail, gross misdemeanor. Let's say you're an attorney. Yes, for the United States Navy. You're the Crawford. Oh, the advocate, the general advocate. Oh my gosh. Let's say you belong to a bar association. What happens to the whole credentialing of an attorney that's an attorney that practices law in the Supreme Court of any state? When you've been rendering criminal assistance, it's a gross misdemeanor. You could probably bail out. Well, I got charged with a 2-count criminal complaint, 2 counts of criminal gross misdemeanor. Yes, $500,000 bail bond. Now, you thought you'd just call your attorney. Why don't we do it Judge Landis's way? Every attorney, every judge and justice gets issued a warrant for their arrest for $500,000. Now, I know you're an attorney for the United States Army. You're sitting there with $500,000 not doing anything. All of a sudden, you get arrested because you belong to a local bar association, because the military does belong to bar associations. Yes, they do. I issue a warrant for your arrest for $500,000. You say it's excessive. You say, nah, everybody has that amount of money. I thought that $500,100 was an excessive amount of bail. Pooch! Now, I know. The United States Department of Defense has to come up with how many millions of dollars to bail out all their attorneys? If we did things the way that they've been doing it here, yes, I think that every general and admiral should be arrested for a gross misdemeanor of rendering criminal assistance to those that violate the laws of the United States. And then you can all get $500,000, $500,100 warrants for your arrest so that you could come up with some money at the time of being, is it admitted? No. Taken in? No. Booked. Yes, booked the motherfucker. Booked into jail so that the you didn't think $500,000 was excessive? Well, I sure did. A lot of people don't like to spend time in jail. In fact, I was in Jefferson County Jail. They transported me across county lines. If every attorney got a warrant for their arrest for $500,100, just think how much money you'd be sitting on as a jail. Now, I know. You're thinking, oh, if it was the amount that you used for my arrest, shouldn't we use it for the arresting amount for all the warrants for all the attorneys for the United States military? So that possibly it could be like, how many? There's like 650,000 active duty military personnel, or is it 1.2 million? No, those are veterans? No. They're relatives? No.